Hello, flashlight fans. So first let me preface this thing. I'm not a flashlight expert. I don't claim to be an expert in anything, really. I just do these videos to kind of share what I buy, and it's basically an idiot's impression of the things he buys. So if I say anything that's wrong or, not researched, well, that's because I have over 2,500 videos in 3 years. Why don't you try doing that and researching everything? Not gonna happen. I was just about to open this and realized I should probably open it in front of the camera so you see what you get. I bought this off AliExpress, and I think I bought this because it's supposed to have a low lumen setting. I like to look inside the interiors of my little model cars, and if it's too bright, it just washes out what you're trying to see inside. So let's see what this looks like. It says "on the road" on the outside of this thing. It came in like a padded envelope, but obviously I think it's arrived safely because it's in this box here. Okay, so then it actually has its real packaging, and now we actually have CE and RoHS approval, so hopefully it won't just spontaneously catch on fire. Maybe the brand came about in 2006. I guess that QR code would take you somewhere. And this is the M4 Turbo, and hopefully that's the one that has a low lumen thing. 4 LEDs. I have no idea what TIR means. USB charging. I think I read that the pounce is like a super high mode, so you can kind of blind people in like a defensive situation. And there, I don't have to measure it. So those are the dimensions, and no flicker. So maybe that's like a hertz frequency thing, so it doesn't. Maybe it has to do with trying to take videos and stuff like that. My friend records the airsoft games we play with a GoPro, and the GoPro, it's I think 30, 60, 120 frames a second, but the lights in Asia are running at a similar frequency, so he has a lot of flickering in his GoPro videos. So I guess that could be important. It's a decent quality box. I think this would actually be nice to give as a gift. It looks kind of classy. It doesn't look, very cheap. And it was taped, so I assume it is new. There's some more tape in here. Let's get a real knife here. Okay, they're thanking us, and there we have. Oh, now we have even more packaging. Not sure if the packaging needs to be this elaborate. It's nice and all, but most packaging just ends up being garbage, right, and just polluting us on the rebound. But what is in here? Okay, so we have some extra O-rings to try to keep it water resistant, or I guess watertight to a certain IPX rating. Okay, I'll keep those. Get rid of this. And I assume this is to keep it from getting all scratched up in that box, this bag. Paper is actually abrasive, so. We obviously have a Type-C charger cable, that is, and then we have a steel clip, I assume. I assume it's just carbon steel, because if it was stainless, I don't think they would bother making it black. So I think it's just carbon steel that's painted black, maybe powder coated. And let's see, I can pop it on. Oh, that's kind of tight. So I don't think that clip is going to fall off very easily. I wonder if I actually scratched the anodization by putting that on. It's a possibility, and actually that switch, I may have put it in the wrong place. Well, I think I actually scratched the paint off of the clip, but maybe this thing is hard anodized. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I actually messed up the color. I think right there, that might be the paint from the clip. Yeah, see? I think if it was regular anodizing, it may have gotten scratched. Yeah, you can even see a little bit of the scratching that just came off of that thing. There and there. So one would have to assume this is actually, it's a pretty strong anodization that they have there. So we have "on the road" in white there. I don't know if it's a tampo print or if it's rastered. We have some cooling ventilation, and that tells you what model it is, and I guess the brand is OTR Light. And then we have the good old charge port, so this is a rubbery kind of door, so hopefully they'll keep that thing water resistant. And then we have the OTR button, which is rubbery, and then I don't know, maybe that's an actual serial number. If so, maybe they made 350,000 of these, which is quite possible. So you're gonna have to remove this to finish the electrical contact. And then we have their own branded thing. This is actually stuck on quite a bit. What's going on with that? Alright. Alright, 2.75. Maybe that's the storage voltage, and the optimum is 4.2. I guess it's trying to, be at 3.7. Oh, so that's probably maybe the cutoff or something. Please leave a comment if you're a flashlight expert. Alright, what's going on inside of there? We got the old flashlight. And let me hit focus. Well, it's nice. It kind of says on the road in there. Maybe a gold-plated spring, perhaps? Not sure what that rectangle would be. Leave a comment if you know. Maybe it's a locator rectangle or something to keep it from spinning. And then what's going on this side? Okay, that's an interesting way to terminate that spring in a triangle to keep it in that lip from falling out. Never seen that before. Huh. And can't tell if there's an O-ring in there. I don't think so. Oh yeah, the O-ring's out here. That makes sense. So as I screw this, I'm curious if this thing will flash, or maybe the button. Oh yeah, the button goes blue a little bit. I didn't even screw it on. It just, so now you know that battery has some sort of power in it. Let's see what happens if I screw it all the way. Nothing. Okay. Initial on? No. Maybe I have to hold it? Okay, so holding it will turn it on. That changes the brightness. Brightness. 4 brightnesses. Alright, so there's 4 brightnesses, but I think you can actually program it perhaps. Let's see here. So if you're charging it, it goes red. Well, may as well start charging it while we go over the instructions. So this is obviously a different cable, but... And yeah, it's a solid red right now. So when it's full, it'll turn blue, and then here, I guess, there's your warnings that it's going to lose power entirely. So it's actually pretty low at 5%. Alright, so if you lose the manual, which I'm going to do, you might want to pause and screenshot that for if you lose the manual. Yeah, okay. Press it on for half a second. Double click is turbo. Flashing cycle, I'll never really use that. Alright, so this gear lock is of interest to me because if it works out well for my die-cast car reviews, I'm just going to leave it in that one setting. So there's those 4 settings. You have a year. Okay, there are the specs. And there are the lumens, so 6 lumens. See, for me, if you actually watch like my resin car videos, this thing it's at 1. 1 lumen is very often too, dim to get into like a black interior. But 15 very often washes out that interior, so I'm theorizing maybe 6 might be the perfect setting to review small toys. And then, okay, run times, pretty quick charging time. That's it. You have this little lanyard. Seems pretty nice. It's a little bit stretchy. I like the finger tightening thing. Very good. Very good. I guess I don't need to weigh it. You already saw the specs. So I'm not gonna really check the lumens because I only have a phone app that checks it, so it's doubtful that thing's accurate. So I'm gonna just turn off the lights in the living room, and you can see how much shows up on this camera. This is a Galaxy A7, by the way. Oh, before I do the actual flashlight thing, so let's see if it rolls a lot. Yeah, without that clip, It might roll off at the side of a table. It might roll out of your car or down the street. So I thought maybe, you know, this flat would stop it from rolling, but I think it has enough momentum that it might roll away from you. So yeah, you might, again, I put it on one of the rubber things, but you might want to have the clip on, right? Just to keep it from getting lost. Another thing I'm checking out here, I think there might be a film, or I feel my fingernails, I don't know what's going on. I think there's literally LEDs, and these are holes. I think maybe this lens here is plastic. I don't think it's glass. And so you can see right there, you know, the doming of that LED. Where's my toothpick? Right? See, I have never seen a flashlight do that. Flashlight experts, please explain why. Because to me, I think if this fell into water, the water is just going to flow in there, right, and short circuit that board back there. Am I right or am I crazy there? But it does say IPX6. Maybe that's just really low as far as its resistance to water. Huh, that's interesting. I would assume that there's a reason for that, but please leave a comment for everyone else, flashlight fans. Is it to cool off the LED better? But it seems like it's really tight in that hole as well, so. And then what the heck is that thing for? Right? This is perfectly smooth, but there's clearly like a cutaway on the back side or something. Well, there's actually 3 of them, but it feels really smooth here above these circles. So a bit mysterious, I don't know. And then the face of this is like a nice polished aluminum, it looks like. So here's an example of why I bought this. This is a resin model of this Lexus. It's 1/64 scale, 64 times smaller than a real car. And so let's just look at the old way I've been doing it. Let's start with 1 lumen. With the black interior, it's kind of hard because obviously the black absorbs a lot of light. So then I usually jump up to 15. But then it might be too bright. The camera has a hard time with all that light getting in there. So right here it's 15. And yeah, I mean, you can see the gauges and stuff and that logo on the steering wheel. But let's now compare to this lumen count, which is on the low setting already. Or is it? Let me make sure. Yeah, this is the lowest setting. Okay. So I think it's better right now. It doesn't seem as washed out, but you can now see, like the Lexus badge, the L is a little bit more visible because it's not reflecting all that light that it was before. Let's try the other side. Resin car models have very clear windows, so that helps. When you have molded windows, it gets a lot worse and more difficult. So I'm trying to see some gas pedals if there are. I can't remember when I reviewed this thing. Yeah, maybe there aren't. I'm going to pull out this one, jump up, leave it at 15. Let's see if we can see some gas pedals down there. No, maybe this car doesn't have any at all. It's a possibility. Alright, well, I'm going to use this in a couple of my next reviews. I'm going to have to gear lock this to that low lumen count. So welcome to my slobbish room. Right now we have the low setting. I'm going to turn off the room lights here. And okay, so that's the low lumen setting. Let me find the button. Next level. Oh boy, that's a big jump. And then the next level. And the top level. Okay, that's quite bright. Low level. And then I'm going to double tap. I think that goes to the turbo right there. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just double tapping, but it doesn't. Oh, there's the flickering. Oh, that's very annoying. Oh, I'm getting a headache. All right. 3, 4. So hopefully that gives you an idea, right? Very low, but you know, if you're walking around at night, camping or something, your eyes will adjust, and this will actually be quite useful, I think. Yeah, but obviously you can have a lot more runtime with this low lumen count. So I gotta say I'm pretty happy with this flashlight. I mean, I I guess I won't know until I review a bunch of model cars to make a full conclusion to it. But initial impressions are pretty good. All right, so again, I'm not a flashlight pro or anything like that. Just trying to share the things I buy. If it helps you make a decision to either save money or buy this thing, go for it, and or not. All right, see you in the next gadget review.